My name is Seul Kim, and I'll be talking about 2013 Adobe's data breach. What exactly happened in 2013 is Adobe's server got compromised by out-of-date software in the server. Personal identifiable information, username, encrypted passwords, payment informations were stolen from Adobe's server. Altogether, about 4 gigabytes of compressed and just a shade under 10 gigabytes of uncompressed data. The motivation for the attacker is possibly to defame Adobe's name, or a quick money to sell it on black market, or possibly future attacks to other companies that uses Adobe software. Or it might have been just easy to attack Adobe server because it was poorly secured and they were known to not secure their data properly. The purpose of learning this attack is that digital theft is really hard to verify since they're not a hardware. So an attacker can copy as much as data information they want, and none of those data will be lost. And it is very difficult to tell how much data has been stolen or lost. And we'll also learn about how to properly enhance your security on the internet. We will also talk about some methods that we could use to protect our information on the internet. As we can see here, this is a raw data of information that were stolen or that were copied from Adobe server. On the very far left, you can see user ID, then username, then email address, encrypted password, and password hints. And as you can see, password hint is not encrypted at all. With a little bit of data cleaning, we can see that encrypted password are increments of 8 bytes. With data manipulation, we can see that the encryption method is deterministic due to multiple passwords having same encrypted data for multiple users. So first 3 accounts, we can tell that all the encrypted passwords are the same, and so on and so forth. Adobe may have used electronic codebook, a deterministic encryption method to secure users' data. And attacker could easily see the possible very well-known passwords. First 3, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just by looking at password hints. And same thing for the ones that are shown here. A couple of months before Adobe released public service announcements of users' data being stolen, Alex Holden and Brian Krebs found 40 gigabytes of Adobe source code on criminal server, which include Adobe Reader, Adobe Acrobat, Adobe's Cold Fusion, and many more. I want to focus on Cold Fusion because it is a web server platform that access to server-side application component and data. It is very likely that this is the way the attacker gained access to Adobe server to steal users' information. Adobe only announced their server got compromised due to some out-of-date software in the server. These are some exploits that were found on exploit database. These exploits are for the Adobe software Cold Fusion. The vulnerabilities of these were already patched and came out soon after it was discovered. One of the source code, we can see that one of the possibility that the attacker may have gained an access to Adobe server is by having a administrative account. So I want to focus on one of the details about Cold Fusion and how poorly Adobe implemented the encryption. We can tell by the very first line. It seems like the salt for password is current time represented as number of milliseconds since the epoch. Another exploit to Cold Fusion is using CSRF attacks. This forms a CSRF token in attempt to collect other informations from the server. A few weeks before Adobe's public service announcement, Brian Cripps posted a blog on his forum about the attack or possible attack. Then Adobe sends out a public service announcement to their users. And the first announcement shows 3 million users were affected. But soon after, it became to 38 million's account. Then, after the service announcement, Adobe provided 1-year free credit monitoring to their customers. The primary effect is the company got defamed, and also Adobe got sued by 15 different states, resulting in $1 million loss. Also, having to provide 1-year free credit monitoring for customers. The secondary effect is customers losing their personal identifiable information, payment information, and passwords. And tertiary effect are possible future attacks on companies using older version of Cold Fusion and could result in the same situation as Adobe's. So we should always protect our backup data as if they're not backup data, or update the software as soon as the patches come out to those vulnerabilities. And also, I want to remind everyone to never use same password on multiple sites. If that is hard to do, maybe look into something like 1Password. So what 1Password does is it will generate random passwords for different websites that you could use. And you only need 1Password to access those passwords. Having said that, you could protect that 1Password by using two-factor authentication, like having a hardware token. YubiKey could be a possibility, or I'm sure there are other different softwares that you could download it on your phone to protect that 1Password. Instead of putting credit card information onto the website to pay for those, you can use third-party payment system like PayPal. Or nowadays, some websites have Amazon payment as well. Or you could use a credit card information but delete those payment information after the payment goes through. So I want to go over a little bit of timeline of what happened. In mid-August 2013, attacker accessed a source code repository. Then about a month after, September 17, 2013, Adobe discovered about the breach. Before Adobe announced the news, security blogger Brian Cripps unofficially announced about the attack, saying that about 40 gigabytes of stolen contents were on criminal server. On October 3rd, 2013, Adobe announced that there has been a breach that affected about 3 million people, but within a week, the number grew from 3 million to 150 million of total accounts that were stolen. So these are the resources that I've used. 2 of the questions that I want to leave are, when is it the best time to announce to the customer that there has been a data breach? And should there be an industry standard to how companies are storing customers' data?